Hey up guys! It's Monday morning here at Piggy Pen's Tube. I'm not sure what time it'll be by the time this gets to you guys. I thought you guys might like to see these lovely things that I got for my birthday that are colouring related and which I'll be using over the next few months certainly on the channel. So, you know me, I don't tend to do hauls. I'm always banging on about the cost of living crisis, you know, while getting 45 deliveries a day to my door from Amazon. So, you know, I'm fairly mixed up in head about it, but I don't generally do hauls, but this is a birthday gift haul, if you like. So I just want to share all these beautiful things with you guys, and also I must say some huge thank yous. Do you know one of the most special things about yesterday was the difference this year that you guys have made to my birthday? Because it's not, don't get me wrong, I'm not one of these people who, I don't make a big deal about birthdays. In general, I get more excited, for example, planning something for Greg's birthday. So that's, you know, that gets me excited, gifting others if you like. But I've always been quite sensible. So with my friends and family, I say, listen, they've all got kids, you see. Like my brother's got my nephew, and Greg's daughters have got our grandchildren. So I'm very sensible, and I say to people, listen, don't worry about us for Christmas or birthdays. Don't be so daft. Spend your money on kids. And I mean that. That's what I want to happen. So they generally do. And I suppose if I had my children, they would buy for my children, but I don't. So I don't get birthday presents. Me and my husband, we do the same sort of thing as well. We sort of say, rather than stress each other out trying to think of something creative or whatever, we just treat each other all year round. And if there's something that either one of us wants, even if it's a big thing, we just put us heads together and we work out how we can get it as a team, if you like. So yeah, so I'm not in receipt of gifts. I don't get physical gifts. So the last few days before my birthday and my birthday itself, I received gifts from some of you guys, and it just meant the absolute world to me. You know what I'm like? I won't be crying on this video. I've already given myself Scarborough warning. So I'm going to show you what I've been sent by some lovely people, and also my husband nipped out to get some bird seed for bird table yesterday, and it nipped to a few shops, and he picked me up some stuff for my birthday while he were there. So I'm going to show you that as well. So stick around. Let's get into it. Editing Joe here. I'm sure I've hit the wrong frames per second when I've set this video up to record, you know, and I think you'll notice a difference, but I just hope you can stick with it. Apologies for that. Rocket's with me here today, primed and ready with his favourite squeak toy to create a soundtrack for us all. So, you know, let's give him a round of applause. Well done. Well done, Rocket. That is something that we might just have to deal with through the course of this video. If it gets bad, I will always cut it out. That goes without saying, but there might be the odd squeak. In fact, I'm just giving him a couple of minutes to settle down. So if you want to, just hit pause and make yourself a brew so you can chill out and enjoy this video with me. By all means do that. I'm on the decaf still. Funnily enough, on my birthday weekend, that's when the NHS decided they had a ECG monitor ready for me to wear. So I got that fitted on Friday, and I've just taken it off this morning and sent it back. For those that are interested, I was in A&E a couple of times last month because I thought I was having an heart attack. I'm sure it's more of a mental thing, to be honest, but they wanted to check the physical side out. The mental side I'm getting dealt with as well. I've got some all sorts of therapies lined up and stuff, thanks to my doctor finally sort of listening to me. But yeah, they're going to check me out physically as well, because some of the palpitations were a bit weird, and I felt other things as well at the same time. So I had that on for my birthday weekend, and it were fine, to be honest. But yeah, I just thought I'd keep you updated. I am perfectly healthy, 49-year-old now, so I'm sure it's just a menopause thing. Maybe I'm just getting really strong palpitations. Anyway, Sounds like he's calmed down a bit, so let's get to my first gift. So let's take a look first at the lovely bits and pieces my husband brought me back from the shops. So we'll start with this little pile of goodies. First up, he got me some, he went to the Range, I think it was the Range. I'm probably going to have said the wrong shop in the UK, but it's one of them that stock this art studio stuff. Do you know, it's brilliant what these shops, these are like our discount stores, I would say, are they? What these shops are stocking now, particularly if you're a youngster getting into art, or say you're doing it at college or whatever, you can get loads of supplies and papers and stuff there really cheap now. So I think it's brilliant. But he knows that I'm interested in doing more pages in collage. So when he phoned me, he says, hey, they've got loads of like paper books, just with patterned papers, and would they be good for your collage? I said, hey, bring me some of them if you want. He won 140 quid on lottery yesterday, so he went and checked me. He didn't spend that much. God, that's ridiculous. But yeah, so it were good. So these are these were £1 each, look. But I thought these would be just great for doing a little bit of collage in my pages. So it's something I'm really interested in doing. I enjoy the process of collaging, and I also think when I look at people who use it, like Coloured by Maya, I just love her pages, so maybe that's my thing. I'm clearly drawn to them. So I don't think collage is popular in the adult colouring community, really, because I'll just be showing you in here. This is a glittery one, look. Because I think we all, you know, most of us, most of you guys, you love your beautiful, smooth pencil shading, don't you, most of all? And I dare say you might not be interested in a lot of collaging content, but when I share everything with you, don't I? So you're bound to see a little bit of it. But I just thought these were fantastic and fun, you know. And if I don't use them in my pages, I'll be using them with my granddaughter. Oh, wow, look at that. Blingy. So yeah, £1 a piece. Oh no, that's £2.49. That's because it's shiny, that. You have to pay for bling, you know. So yeah, I thought there were there's all sorts of different pages and books I can imagine using these in. So he got me those. Thank you, Hub. Then, along the same lines, he found this. Now, this is not so much what I was looking for in terms of collage, but, you know, you never know. I might get struck by a bit of mixed media. There's all these sort of just imagery, all different sorts of themes of imagery that you can cut out and use in your collages. This isn't so much my thing, but for the cost of it, £2.49, and it's quite a lot, you know, quite a decent sized book. Oh, look, I can send some threatening letters to people there. That sounds like fun, doesn't it? So yeah, there's, I think, if you junk journal or mixed media, that sort of thing, you might enjoy something like this. I'm going to just change the light a little bit because I know. There we go. I want to make sure you can see things. It is daylight here, it's morning, but you don't get much light through the window, do you? And I'm sorry if you're getting a bit of reflection on today's video from the ring light. So yeah, this is pretty cool. I'll find a page to use it on, or a project for sure. £2.49, can't go wrong, can you? So next up, in the same trip, in the same store, Art Studio again. So this is all brick texture, and I think some of these, for example, let me have a little look. Let's try and make sure the camera's not going in and out of focus, because when you turn a page, you obviously get really close to the camera and it just freaks out for a little bit. So yeah, these could be useful, not just as bricks. I'm thinking of things that are less obvious, a little bit less obvious anyway. But for example, this one, that'd make great tree bark, wouldn't it, in some collage pages. So yes, that's one, a brick one that I rather like. And again, how much were that? I'm sure he said to me these were about £4 each, these larger ones, and they're really big. These are bigger than any colouring book I've got. They're way bigger than a Kirby. Oh, look, 12 inch by 12 inch. Just read, Joe, just read. This animal print one excites me as well because, again, thinking outside the box, this could be snakeskin or it could be an arid desert. How about that? Got some furry bits. Oh, don't love a peacock feather. One of my favourite colour combos on earth. And it's natural. Can you believe nature made that? What else have we got? Elephant skin. Now that could be some sort of stone, couldn't it? Or rock, or even like a beach, if you've got any. All sorts. You've got to get your imagination flowing, haven't you? So I'm excited to have a little play with these things. And then I've got a couple of marble ones. This is dark marble and the other one is ocean marble, and these are gorgeous. Space. So I can do some space backgrounds with this. See? Up here for thinking, down there for dancing. Yeah, there's all sorts you could do with these. And you know what? It's still colouring. As colourists, we make decisions on how to fill a space with colour, and it doesn't matter whether that's with pencil, with collage, with lipstick, with your blooming eyeliner. It doesn't matter. Don't let anybody tell you it's only about alcohol markers and coloured pencils. There's more. There's more we could be having loads of fun with. I won't push anything on you ever, but just keep an open mind. That's what I'm doing. And then it went into the Works, which is a cracking store in the UK. It doesn't normally sell. It doesn't always sell a lot of things like Kirby Razans. You normally get lesser known illustrators, shall we say. But I found this, which, if you haven't seen it, I did a tag this month about big books and whether, well, I wasn't really asking the question whether size matters, but that's what I called it. Does size matter? But really, I was sort of saying to people, any books that you've got over Kirby size, measure square centimetre or square inch, and tell me what they are, because I was interested in finding what the biggest books are out there. Well, obviously, a few people had that Wildenhorn. Is it Wildenhorn? Wildenhorn. So that's massive, isn't it? But I saw lots of interesting shaped books as well. And this were featured by a couple of people. Andy Saw It in Works, look, £5 and £4 for that Kirby. Now, it's not a thick Kirby, Geomorphia, and I dare say I've got some of the pages in my other books. But for £4, if I'm doing a page and I've got it in another book, I've got a chance of cocking it up and then still being able to redo it, haven't I? So it's always worth having at £4, isn't it? So Geomorphia, which is, I think it's got something to do with the searches, which I've never paid much attention to. So we're supposed to spot things. Am I cheating here? I'm cheating. Look away if you do this. Hey, that looks like a nice page, that though, doesn't it? A bag of marbles and a cactus. Oh, that's what we're looking for. Is it? Is this how it works? What was that on? That shit page. That's quite a nice page, actually. Oh, these are one-sided. These are one-sided. Kirby's books aren't normally one-sided, are they? This is one-sided. In case I haven't stressed that enough. These are one-sided. Here we are. Oh, yeah, bag of marbles there. And a cactus on the ship there. I see. So it spots some of his quirky stuff in it. God, you could have so much fun with shading on these. Quite fancy that page. I can't believe this. I can use alcohol markers in here. That's awesome. That has changed my Kirby game. I'm impressed. Did you know that? Is there any that? I'm a bit. Is there any more one-sided Kirby books? I do find it difficult to understand what's in each of his books, you know, as a latecomer to Kirby, as a new colourist. You can Google, but you don't often find a clear answer. If anybody's got a clever little website link where it clearly says, in this book you will find duplicates from these books, and this is a compilation of these books. But, wow, I'm excited about that. And Vertical Worlds. I'm not doing flip throughs. There's loads of flip throughs out there. I'll show you little bits. Oh, that looks good. Vertical Zoo. Oh, do you know? I've spent far too much time colouring this month and not enough time flicking through books because I'm missing just gazing at pages that and whetting my appetite for future. But I guess that'll come when I've got to my goal at the end of the year. I've got the whole year ahead of me. By the way, just a little note on that. If you're going to be with me for a while, March, if you're a Hannah Carlson fan, will be a good month to follow my channel because I decided to buy all the books that I wanted of Hannah Carlson's, because she is probably my favourite illustrator. And there's a lot of... I've still got this goal of no untouched books in mind, so I'm not focusing on my Hannah Carlson books with the exception of Soulmates, Spirit Animals. But I'm going to have a Hannah Carlson month in March to make sure all those books that I've just purchased are going to be coloured in. So they won't be added to my library, which is my official book list, the one that I will admit to having. They're not getting added until the end of February because I've got some other projects on the go until February's out that I want to focus on. So they're staying in the, let's call it the storeroom of the shop, if you like. They've been put by for me. That's how we're looking at it. And then March they'll get added to my library of colouring books, and I will immediately be colouring a page in every single one. And there's 13 books that I've treated myself to. So I say I've treated myself to. My husband's really treated me to him. So thanks to him. I love you, babe. So yeah, 13 books I'll be colouring in of Hannah Carlson's in March. Now that, if you're not a Hannah Carlson fan, don't think that's the only content you'll be getting. That's just what I'll be colouring. But there's going to be normal content as usual in addition, so don't you worry about that. But if you're a Hannah fan, stick around for March. It's going to be a good month. So they're Vertical Worlds. And then I received the most amazing sort of, I can only describe it as an extravagantly awesome hamper of colouring books from a very, very kind subscriber who wishes to remain anonymous, which I totally respect. And I just want to show you 3 of the books that I was gifted because they weren't on my list, but boy oh boy, they should have been. I didn't even know they existed. So I'm just showing you 3 out of that amazing hamper that I got from that lovely subscriber. So this first one, right up my street, Modern Witch Tarot colouring book by Lisa Stirl. So anything tarot. I collect tarot decks. I don't have a large collection, but I collect them mainly because I love the artwork on them. I just love the different sort of styles that people can apply to this one subject. So I haven't even had a proper flick through of this because I've been completing a big polychromos page for the last few days, so I've had my head down. But yeah, this is definitely, not only do I love the artwork on these, which I think is, it's going to look gorgeous coloured. I will actually read through this because I do find it all a little bit fascinating. So this is a fantastic book. If you are into tarot and into colouring, if you haven't got this book in your collection, it's not a new book, it's just new to me. But if you haven't got it in your collection, you are missing out if those are 2 things that you enjoy. And I tell you what, I wonder if Jess has got this. I haven't watched her tarot video yet. I'm saving it for when I can actually look at screen because, like I say, I do like the subject. But this is a beautiful book, Jess. If you don't have it, I'm sure you have. But I can't wait to colour in this. So again, these are getting added to my library, and from the new year you'll see me colouring in all these books that I'm showing you today, because remember my rule, once I get to my goal at end of year, any new books I get, they're the next books I'm colouring. So these will all be January, February, you'll see me colouring in these. Also in that hamper was this absolutely exquisite book, Josephine Wall, which I'm sure she used to do pottery. you know, pottery art. I might be mistaken. Oh yeah, collectibles from pool pottery. But this this book is something else. I'm sure you've seen it, or you may have seen it. But let me just show you. You get a little bit of text about the image. And then look at the detail. Look at the little faces on the mushrooms. These are adorable and exquisite illustrations. So you can see from the front what she would ordinarily be doing. Just beautiful. So I felt quite emotional when I got this because it's just a beautiful gift to have into it anyway. And I can't thank this person. I know who the person is, and they've just been so kind. And I was just so touched. I also got a lovely letter and a lovely card with this, and this wonderful woman sent me something for Evelyn, my granddaughter, as well, so she'll be super chuffed. And lastly, oh, I love anything like this, mythology, and on a night, because I struggle to sleep, I've got a bit of an insomnia thing, I listen to this channel on YouTube called Get Sleepy, and at the moment they've been doing a series on all the Greek gods. Get Sleepy is that good. I'm out like that, so I rarely learn anything because I'm asleep in the first 5 minutes. But I do love anything Greek mythology wise. I just love, again, it's the imagery. It lends itself great to a colouring book, doesn't it? So this is one I'm super excited about. I'll just give you a little flick through like this. So the art in it is perfect, the right amount of line work. And it could even be, it's not grayscale, but you know, it's got some shaded areas. So that's something that's new to me as well. You see here, it's a shading. So I'm going to enjoy this. I will actually enjoy reading it, you know, as I'm choosing pages. So yeah, can't thank you enough. You know who you are, you special, special, special person. This was a gift that you might have seen. It got delivered whilst I was filming this month, and it's I guess it was early for my birthday, but it's a gift nonetheless that I wanted to show you in a little bit more detail. Not too much, you'll find flip throughs, but it's Romantasy. Oh, I didn't tell you who this was, did I? Greek mythology, genuine. Oh, I told you at rest. Genuine. Fantastic. Love it. So then this one, Romantasy by Anna Yaron, is it? Or let me just have a look inside. Here we go. Oh, 1 second, the dart. Oh, are you? You're all right. Well, thank you ever so much. You too. Another package. This must be something I've ordered myself. I love that delivery driver, you know. I've given him really good reviews. I think he's with, is he with Every? But he's only got one eye, I think. But he's so pleasant. Not that, you know, people with one eye aren't pleasant. Unless you're a pirate. They're not too pleasant, are they? But this... he's a really nice guy. That's all I'll say. Shall I open this now? This could be... I'll wait, actually. I'll open this later in the video. I think it's something I've ordered for myself. Yeah, back to this, Romantasy by Anna Yaron. I think that's how you pronounce it. Where is the illustrator's name? Oh, it's there. Jesus. I didn't have a lot of wine last night, honestly. So yes, again, I love that the pages are named. That's just a little touch that I always love in books. This kind of art is exactly what I would have drawn or attempted to draw as a teenager and in my youth, because I loved fantasy art, and I think I mentioned it when it arrived. I used to buy a lot of fantasy posters from Athena, if you remember that shop in the 90s. Athena, yeah. This is gorgeous. Just right up my street. Single-sided pages again as well, which you know, I'm so open to that, because now I'm doing a lot of buddies. I mean, in November, December I had 42 pages to complete, and I've still got, it's 24th of November today, and I've still got 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 pages I want to complete. And I think 7 of them are buddies, so those 7 will definitely be getting done. So I'm looking for ways in which I can speed up my colouring. Single-sided pages immediately, I mean, I can base in alcohol marker, which means there's less intensive pencil work, doesn't it? So I am definitely, these are beautiful illustrations, right up my street. She's gorgeous, isn't she? Yeah, so, you know, after January, these will be on my list in my completed pages videos and my monthly reviews. I'll be showing you what books I want to colour in and sort of saying, does anybody want to buddy? Because these are new books that have to be coloured before they go into the library. That is the rule now, and I'm going to love colouring in every single one, so it's not a problem. But yeah, once I've caught up and then I've got my Hannah Carls a month, I will be calming down a little bit with my book buying, because I have nearly fully curated my 100 books, which is what I want to kind of not ever exceed, really. This next was a gift from a very, very special lady. Hollyberry Colours. Now, she's kind of shafted me a little bit, because I sent her some gifts, because she's just been a lovely, lovely friend, and she's kind of got into her content creating on YouTube shortly after I started, and we've talked a lot about that, and like what we want for his channels and how important you guys are over a lot of other aspects and things like that. She's just been a really good person to share my thoughts on subjects with, so I feel like she's one of my colouring besties, and I would love to think that, you know, I can be that to her as well. Although she's got lots of colouring besties, I know this, because she's just such a lovely person, but she's really, really special to me. So I sent her some gifts to say thank you for being a really good colouring bestie, right? And I said, and I think I mentioned at the time that if she tried to gift me back, I'd be really upset with her, because that's not what it's about. You're kind of taking away my gift. If you try and gift me back, it's not really been the gift, has it? So yes, and then shortly afterwards she sent me these and claims that the birthday presents. So now I feel like I can't argue with her, because she says they're for my birthday. So this is one, and I've been dying for this book. In fact, dying for any of these books by Paul Brun. I don't know if she is a she or a he, but I absolutely love the illustration style of this illustrator. But there is one major issue, and this is the reason I've not bought myself the book so far, is I don't like the twigs coming out of the animals like this. It's just not my bag. I know it's her style, but every page I would be like amazed and happy to colour and super enthusiastic, but that poses a problem for me. But then I've got a friend, one of my other colouring besties, Cath. She showed me a page that she'd completed in, I think it was this book actually. I wonder if I can find the page. And she said she'd watched a tutorial by, I think, probably going to get this wrong, but I'm sure she said it might have been Lucy Just Adds Colour. But she'd watched a tutorial that taught her how to take out objects with Posca pens. And to be honest, I've done that a lot in Cute and Cozy. I've used acrylic markers to cover up line work to, you know, change the illustration essentially. And I suppose, you know, not the illustrator. I mean, this illustrator is not going to be watching my channel. And I don't suppose the illustrators love it when we do that, but the colouring books, do you know what I mean? They haven't got these works in an art gallery on the wall. I wouldn't go deface a piece of art. These are prints of wonderful illustrations. We have to keep some perspective. They're doing them because they're selling a colouring book to us. And frankly, it's up to us what we do with that once we get it in our hands. We can be respectful and not change things if you really want to respect the illustration because you admire the artist. But let's be honest, let's keep things in perspective. They are making colouring books for us. I would never ever deface an art book, but these were meant to be creative in these places. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do. For example, this badger, I'm going to find a way to take this twig out because why does it bother me? Why don't I just colour the twig as it is, Joe? Tell me your thoughts on this particular illustrator. I'm going to say Paul Brun. One of those. Tell me your thoughts on this particular subject. Do they bother you? If you've got these books, do you keep them in? Do you take them out? And if you take them out, tell me how you do it. Is it Posca pen, acrylic pen? Do you paint them out? Let me know. I'm really interested. So I'm excited because, like I say, these have been sort of in my basket and I just haven't clicked buy because I didn't know how I was going to tackle that problem, but I do now, so it's all good. They're cute, aren't they? Glorious illustrations, beautiful. I've got the other ones on my list. Amazon, I think, and Fawn Fragile I also would like, but I think that's either, maybe it's out of print. I couldn't find it on Amazon anyway, but I've got the other one on my list, so I'll be getting myself that soon. Holly also gifted me this book, which has been on my list as my next RJ for a long time, so I am super excited. At the same time, the lady that gifted me that beautiful hamper of books also sent me a copy. So initially I thought, oh, I feel really bad. However, it's perfect because I don't know whether you've seen my video where I coloured with my granddaughter, but she and I really enjoyed doing the same RJ page together. So I am definitely going to use this with Everly, so we can do the same pictures as each other. Yeah, so I really appreciate it, Holly, and you know who you are, because you've given me sort of something I can do with Everly. Every time she comes, we can do one of these RJ pages in here, so it's going to be a lovely thing for us to keep, both me and her. So yeah, and it's fantastic in it. Forest Song, absolutely love it. Right up my street, definitely. I made a good choice putting this one on my list as my next one, because these are the kind of RJ drawings that I love. I think he draws animals, just fantastic. I'm not going to go on about him anyway. I keep bloody singing his praises. He'll be getting a massive head if he ever hears me. Right, Forest Song, going in the library in January. And then, oops, I received this and it came without a gift receipt, and I thought, who sent me this? Have I bought it? Have I been late night shopping again? Have I bought it when I've had too many glasses of wine? I did want it, but I couldn't figure out where it had come from. And then I realised it came from, in a different package, the same person that has got me these lovely things. So thank you very much, Debbie, for gifting me these fantastic birthday gifts. First of all, let me just tell you about these. So these, thanks to Cath's colouring pages, me and her are buddying up on a page that I'm actually going to start today. And it's the Deer page. I'll show you which page it is. In Erstede. I'm saying it's in this page, but you watch it. It's going to be in Julen's Alafaga, which is the Christmas one. Yep, it's going to be in the Christmas one, isn't it? It would be. 1 second. Luckily, I live with my library of colouring books straight in front of me, which is always a pleasure. Let me show you this page. I won't show you Cath's completed page, obviously. There we go. So this is a page that I'm doing as a buddy with, and I'm starting this today so I can leave this book out, with Cath at Cath Colours Pages. And she sent me a picture, and it was absolutely gorgeous. Wait till you see it, because she's been very, very, very clever with colour. I think she's got a hint of neon in there, which really at the moment is interesting me, putting like little zaps of neon in your pages. Anyway, she had some glistening stuff on the snow, and she told me it was this FolkArt Extreme Glitter. So it's getting to end of month now, so I have to wait till payday till I start treating myself again. So I went and put this in my basket so I didn't forget. And I noticed, as well as this hologram one which Cath used, there's a massive amount of different ones you can buy. So that's going to be a problem for me, because you know, full set syndrome and all that is a real thing. And then I saw this one, Dragonfly Glaze, which looks like it's really like colour shifting. Shall we have a little try? 1 second. Where's my thing? Here we go. So yeah, let's just have a quick try of these. So let's see what it says they are. Acrylic paint. So let me get into it. And I thought to myself, don't wait. I'm really glad, Debbie, that you picked. I know you went into my wish list and you picked these items yourself, but you picked the right stuff, let me tell you, because I were kind of like, oh, you're going to have to wait till payday, Joe. Payday means my husband's payday, not mine. You're going to have to wait till payday. But I really wanted to make sure that I had them for my wintry pages, and I knew I had a couple this month to do, so I'm super, super grateful. So yeah, this is called hologram. So is it shake it first, shake well, apply with a brush. Shake well, apply with a brush, let it dry for 1 hour between coats. Let's have a little... This is an oldish watercolour brush. I've got some masking fluid stuck in the bits down here, so let me just... Oh, yes, I wanted this for snow, and it's perfect. Thank you, Cath, for sharing your colouring secrets with me. It sure is good buddying up with you and just copying you. Let me see if I can get that in some light. Can you see that shimmer? It probably won't show up very well, but I can see it. Let me see if I can just lift this lamp a touch. Yeah, can you see that glistening? That's going to be perfect. Let's try Dragonfly one. This is how, don't do this at home, adults. Stab yourself with a scalpel. Do you know, I'm finding it harder and harder as I'm getting older to get into things. Your dexterity goes, doesn't it? My tablets on a morning and a night. There's one packet. I'm sure, I don't know how old people get into them, older people. That's me actually now, isn't it? So let's try this one. I haven't cleaned my brush, obviously. And I'm sorry if I keep going out of shot. Oh, this one's got a little bit of a thingy on. 1 second. Colour shifting top coat. It's not even acrylic paint, this. I've got... Oh no, it's sticking to me. Right, 1 second. I thought it smelt like glue. Right, acrylic. Colour changing top coat. Now then, let's have a little dip in here. What? That's not colour changing, is it? I've still got too much of this glitter on. Let me get a clean brush. That's a cheapo brush, isn't it? Right. Let's put you there and let you dry for a couple of minutes. I'm going to stick these brushes straight in the sink. Okay, so I don't know. Maybe this has to go on something, on a colour, and it'll make the colour shift. I'm going to have to read up on that. Oh. Because it's just, there's nothing happening as yet. So I will read up on that and I will report back right here on Piggy Pen's tube. Yeah, back to this. So I'm going to use certainly this one on my snow pages. This one on my snow pages. So I'm super excited. Thank you so much, Debbie. You've opened up a whole new realm of snowy possibilities for me. So yeah, I'll leave this out. It's coming to that today, Cath. And Debbie also got me this beautiful book. She didn't need to. That was more than enough. Nobody needs to get me anything. Let me stress that. Just keep interacting. That's the only gift I ever need. But some of you, like me, do like gifting. And I'm super grateful when you do. This I saw on Holly Colours channel. And I thought, wow, how did I know these didn't exist? Rachel Reinert. And when I looked, I was even more excited to find out it wasn't just this book. There's other ones. So I'm going to get the desert one, Desert Wonderland as well, because I think that looks fantastic. Perfect amount of line work. Single-sided. So loads of options, gorgeous florals. And unlike Layla Dooley, which are hyper-realistic, or I mean, as hyper-realistic as a colouring book illustration can be, it's nice to have something that's real, based on real things, and it's drawn in a realistic way, illustrated in a realistic way, but it's just not that far down that end of the scale. So I really, really love this illustration style. Perfect amount of line work, which is always a really important thing for me. Too much, too little. That's gorgeous. So yes, Tropical Wonderland. I'm sure there's flips out there that you could have a look at. Thank you so much, Debbie. It meant the absolute world to me. And I don't think we'd talked before outside YouTube comments, but I always know when it's you because I know what your YouTube name is, and I know you've got that little cat on your profile picture. So thank you very, very much. I appreciate you. And also, don't forget, come over and chat on Instagram if you've got Instagram anytime you want. And I will make sure that you see me working in that book very soon with those items. Then I got a birthday gift. I'll make sure that you're not getting too much glare. These beautiful things are Faber-Castell Pitt pens, which I have been coveting for a while. But I didn't know too much about them. They're an ink pen, an India ink pen. And the end is not like a fine liner. There's a very fine tip, but it's a brush pen. But you can be very painterly with them. So them being ink, the stain is almost immediate. If you like with your ink tints, if you're quick, you can get some water on it, and I've seen a lot of artists using them that way. So they'll activate with water quickly, and they're able to get some lovely washes with them. So I'm going to do some playing about with these soon. And these were from Derek Liston, who is the co-creator of the Facebook group Chromatic Collective, and he's just become one of my colour investors, because they've just been so supportive in that group to me from the absolute get-go. Before I had a channel as a new colourist, you know, they're just wonderful, wonderful people in there, and they operate their Facebook group in a really sensible way. Not too many rules, as long as you're not spamming. They're not against self-promotion, which is unheard of on Facebook, in Facebook groups. So yeah, just bear that in mind. If you're into your Facebook, check them out, Chromatic Collective. It's a great place just to go in, a great group to say, I've got these books, is anybody colouring in them? Can anybody show me where you're doing, what buddy colours are open this month? and you'll just find a buddy to colour with in that group. It's fantastic. So yeah, Faber-Castell Pitt pens, and I'll just show you briefly if you're not familiar with them. This is the earth tone set that I really wanted, because I was thinking I might mainly use them in natural scenes. So this is what they look like. Oops, drawn on myself as usual. Can you see that? And it's a firm nib, but I've seen artists have been using them on the YouTube videos I've been watching, not in colouring tube, but I watched a few art channels, and they'll use them on the side like this to get some block colour down, and then they might add some water to give them a little wash. Shall we do that? Let me get some water. Let's just try what I was just talking about then. So just getting colour down and adding some water to it. God, they must have been faster than me. Yeah, that's more like what they were getting. And I think they were completing some sky work in it. Oh yeah, you can take it straight off the nib, look. Now that's not the main way I'll use them, because I've got watercolours, so I just wanted to see what that were like. This paper's not good paper, so it's kind of pilled a bit, I think. But mainly I'm going to use them for detail work, so grasses in particular. I want to I was dying for some earthy tones. Fine liners I just find a bit too scratchy. You need something that's a little softer, you know, to get some like grass work. I'm interested in adding some sort of, you know, to some pages that aren't realistically illustrated. It interests me to try and make them, you know, add some realism. So yeah, I'm going to use it for these for fine details, I think. And Derek's actually got these pens, so I'm going to check in with him, you know, as to sort of, in fact, Derek, if you're in comments watching this, please will you let us know how you get the best use out of them, just for anybody watching. And also Google, not Google, check, you know, search Faber-Castell Pitt pens, Pitt artist pen brush, it says. There's loads of good channels that are using these as well. So I now finally have them, and I'll see how I go with this earth tone set, which is the one I wanted, and I might treat myself to some more if I'm getting use out of them. But yeah, I feel like any time I've got a natural landscape or a scene where there's nature involved, and even if there's not, there'll be ways of using these pens, but I'm definitely going to be able to add an extra element to those pages. You know, don't always have to be coloured pencil. There's other tools, and I'm just, look how gorgeous it is. So this now sits, this little package. I keep thinking I'm going to break the case. What is stopping that closing? Is that the way I put them in? So yeah, beautiful, coming in this beautiful case as well. So that is now sat, Derek, in pride of place on one of my shelves. So if ever I do, I often post pictures of my desk, don't I? So you'll probably see them in a future Instagram post. Sat on my shelf. Yeah, I'm going to get a lot of pleasure out of them. So thank you so much, Derek. And also thanks a lot for joining in with that November hashtag and wishing me a happy birthday on Instagram as well. I don't know, I'm sure there's been some sort of conspiracy, because all of a sudden everybody knew when my birthday was, and I'm sure, I don't even know if I know I mentioned my birthday were coming up, and I certainly told the ladies who I've buddied on a Sagittarius page with, because that's why I did that Sagittarius page, because it was my birthday this month. But I don't remember mentioning it when it was, but everybody seemed to know when it was, and it's been completely overwhelming in the best kind of way to see everybody jumping on my November hashtag, which, in all honesty, it felt a bit daft when I put it out, and I thought nobody's going to do this. So you have kind of rescued the situation. Whoever you are, there has been some conspiring, I can tell, but I don't know who's behind it. So just on a side note, thank you for everybody who has done a horse colouring page and hashtagged November and tagged me and wished me happy birthday at the same time. Yesterday, first thing I saw when I woke up, and at 2 minutes to midnight, I was still replying and reposting those birthday wishes and the November pages that you'd done. And it just, I thought, what a lovely, lovely birthday. So thank you very much. Okay, moving on. I have treated myself to some things this month as well. Acrylic marker set, metallic colours. Now I forget where I saw this, but currently I don't recommend it, and I'll tell you why. This, I'm going to re-swatch some now with you guys, but you don't get a very metallic shine payoff, I don't think. This, however, is a watercolour postcard pad that I just grabbed to make this swatch card, you know, to keep in it. Now, it could be that maybe this really nice watercolour paper is soaking all the shine out. I don't know. So I'm going to try it on this paper. Try a few anyway and see if we're getting a better shine payoff. But yeah, a little bit let down by these. But to be honest, I got a set of an acrylic markers when I saw Kira at a Pictured Purpose using them when I first got into colouring. And even she now says that they're not opaque as the newer ones. So my ARRTX markers in general, I'm thinking of upgrading them. But this metallic set, they're alright. There'll be a place for them in my colouring, absolutely. But they've got a little bit of shine there. But you can also see whatever the pigment is behind the metal. I think if you press on too hard, maybe, Joe, maybe. Yeah, nice. But I don't know. When I think about the cost of these, which I can't actually remember what the cost was, you can always find out yourself by just having a look on Amazon. ARRTX acrylical. They have just invented a new word. ARRTX acrylic markers, metallic colours they are called. 12 set. But when I think about the shine payoff, it's something totally different. These are acrylic. But when I've had these anyway, and these are wonderful. So yeah, don't know what. Bit of a waste of money on my part there. But I'll always tell you when I find things disappointing. I don't, because I'm not not saying that there are pages that are selling, but I'm never selling anything. So I don't do deals with, well, I've never been offered any, so I clearly don't do deals with brands. But I don't think I would, you know, because I'm just getting mesmerised by shine on box. See, the box is beautiful. ARRTX do have great packaging. But yeah, disappointed. Just not as shiny as I wanted, but they're great. And I think they're a lot cheaper. Anyway, so that's a little treat I treat myself to. And I will use them, they're fine. They're just a bit underwhelming. Let me put that back in there. Nice colour range, but underwhelming. And I also treat myself. I've got another gift to show you as well, but I'm just showing you these first. I treat myself to these, which if you have ever watched Colouring with Kay, she has been colouring in Monster Party, and that's what prompted me to go and look at these Pictura books. Now you may be familiar with them, but remember I'm new to colouring, so it was amazing to me that there were so many different ones that I could buy. I've also ordered one called Draconis, which I think has dragons in it, and I am adding these to my library in terms of my book list that I will send buddies. But if you have the same one and you ever wanted to do a sheet, if you like, let me know. But otherwise I've just got them because I think they're a really nice thing. And I will colour them, I've no qualms about that. But it's more of a project when, you know, there's not other stuff going on. But I might do like Kay did and just do, look how cool that is. See if I can run it all past the camera for you. So this is Paris by Tomislav Tomic. So when I've got like a quieter month, I might make these a little project. That's fabulous. Paris is a beautiful place. Sadly though, around all these touristy bits, it is full of people who want your money. So just be very, very careful. I mean people who, you know, they stop you and then before you know it, they've tied something around your wrist that they want to charge you for. So just be careful if you come to Paris. Go to Paris. But yeah, so I just thought they were pretty gorgeous things. I got Thomas Flintom's A Stroll in London, which, shall we have a little look at that? Because I have not opened these yet myself. So, I love this. I think I've told you before, I used to go to London a lot with my mum. We'd have a really good girls' weekend once or twice a year. That's fantastic. That is gorgeous. Oh, I am going to colour this. Yeah, early next year, I'm going to start this. That's amazing. That is absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Who is this guy and does he have more colouring books? Because I instantly love that line art. Ah, there's an interview with him there. Fantastic, I'm going to read them at my leisure. Here's one for Holly Berry Colours, if she's not got this. She seems to be a great big dinosaur fan. She's been colouring for Yonkers though, so it'd be surprised me if this isn't in her collection. Adam Stowers, Dinosaurs. Just beautiful. This is so fun. Oh, imagine if you had a little boy. You could do this for his bedroom, like a frieze. Look at that. What a cracking scene. A little kid, this could go above the bed and they could look at this for hours and never get bored of looking at it. That's what I was like as a kid. We didn't have blooming tablets back then. We had to, my brother used to take Argos catalogue to bed and read Argos catalogue. And me, I just had, you know, I just read any little books I had. Looked at pictures, my annuals, Jackie annual. If you're at UK, do you remember them? Jackie. The Jackie annual, and there were some others, weren't there? I forget what they were called now. I'm really impressed with these for price. I'm so chuffed that I've got them. So thank you ever so much to me. Thank you, Joe. You deserve it. You've worked hard on all these buddies this month. You've not given up on your goal yet. Well done, lass. Here, have a gift. Right, they might have to stay outside these plastic bags. I'm going to find something else to keep them in because that's not working for me. So yeah, Pictura books. Thanks, myself. And then these came, and these have been on the list since I've seen Jackie at Spare Room Studio using them. Now, they're not exactly the same as what Jackie used, but they are the same in that the Bible highlighters or gel highlighters have this sort of lipstick end. I'm just covering up the gift note there because it's got the person's surname on, and I don't actually. I may be chatting with this person, but the name that is on the gift I don't recognise. So I don't know who they're from, but thank you so much because there's a reason I'm excited about these, and it's because I think, let me see if this is what I think it is. I've treated myself to some gel crayons, which I also saw Jackie using alongside these. Now she were using the 48 set of Shuttle Art, like designed for kiddies gel crayons. I weren't able to find them in UK, not that size set. So I've chose to go with King Art, who also do a 48 set. And I was assured by Candice at Happy Catastrophe. I were in a chat group with her and I asked her about them. She mentioned them and I said, oh, they're in my basket. Are they any good? Because I've never had anything by King Art. Not these. And she said they're brilliant. So these, I'm just going to call you V. So thank you so much, V, because these are going to be... actually, I'm more interested in these than what I bought myself, because... it's these colours in particular that I'd selected and put in my basket, because I wanted to do portraits, which I'll get onto, some pages with portraits, which I'll get onto in a second and explain further. But let me just see if these are my gel crayons that are a gift from my husband. See, I say he don't give me gifts, but then when he saw everything coming for me from you guys, thank you very much, it worked. He never needs to get me a gift, but I think he thought, oh, go on, I'll treat it, everybody else's. So yeah, thanks. I just feel like the luckiest person on earth this birthday. It's been brilliant. So good. So the thing is, these are not supposed to be here till 4th of December. Oh no, it's not them. I thought these were going to be King Art gel crayons, but it's not. Oh, this is another thing that I late night shopped and treated myself to. Found these on Vinted. So a little bit of a tangent here. Might as well show you them. So these are Witches, Wizards, and Magical Spirits. Look at that bling. And also Magical Creatures colouring book. And I've got them to complete a trio of books that I have now started. Because also from Vinted, I found this little book, Magical Creatures and Mythical Beasts, which I've only ever seen in one place, and that's on Jess at Colouring Bumblebee's channel. And she found it in the works. The works are no longer stocking these. I didn't even know these two existed. But when I saw the covers, I thought, hang on a minute, are they also going to be by Fabiana Attanasio? And I had a little Google, found somebody who had mentioned them, and yeah, they are. So now I've got this trio of Fabiana Attanasio. Fabio, that's somebody entire. He looks a bit like Fabio. Do you remember Fabio? Oh dear, Fabio. I'll put a picture of him on screen, see if it jogs your memory. Fabiana Attanasio. So yes, and I love the artwork in this book, so I just assumed. And in fact, I think some of these are probably duplicated in this one, maybe. But I love the artwork. I'm so excited. I've got plans. Again, these will be added to my library because they've come in to me after I made that goal and promised to myself. So these won't be added to my library until January, and then they'll immediately be coloured in. January, February. Any of these new books will be getting coloured. It's already on my plans. This page excites me. That is I would have to do that in really lovely, bright, rainbow bright colours. But there's all sorts. So yeah, I'll be saying, hi guys, this is what I'm doing next month. Do you want to join me if anybody's got it? Just love it. Right amount of line work again. So yeah, a little treat to myself. Side tangent. Now then, back to these. So I haven't got my King Art ones yet. That's fine. 4th of December they're coming. But I thought we could have a little try in these today, and I want to just give you a bit of backstory. So, Jackie at Spare Room Studio has just completed, check out a YouTube channel, a page in the an Alice in Wonderland book by Charles Santori, and I saw that and I thought, God, I really like his illustrations and his artwork. So that's what prompted me to get the Velveteen Rabbit. And I had a choice. There's plenty that you can get of Charles Santori's colouring books. The lovely thing is you can buy the Velveteen Rabbit book that he has actually fully illustrated in colour. And it's the same size and everything, so I wouldn't mind that to go along with this. That'd be quite nice. But he has got is illustrations in the front. And again, I'm on a bit of a side tangent. I'll come back to Jackie in a second. But just take a look at his illustration style. And you know, as soon as I saw it, it reminded me of something very nostalgic and special to me, which is these books from my childhood. Now, does anybody remember these? This is how we learnt to read in the UK, using what I call Peter and Jane books. So Charles's work is obviously a lot more elevated and artistic. That's one of the first pictures I'd like to colour. He's got some, so these are the pages that are in the actual storybook that are coloured. And then this is the kind of illustration we see, you know, that we get in the colouring book without the colour. Just beautiful, just beautiful. I'm so excited about this book. But yeah, they remind me of the artwork in these books. Now these were done for the school system primarily, I think. Look how old this is. So these are from 60s and 50s even in some cases. But you see the artwork is not dissimilar to that style. Let me just find a good example so when you see the faces, you see? So this is how we learnt to read in the UK using these books. Peter and Jane books. And then I'll just show you Charles's work again. So Charles is obviously a lot more artistic and elevated. These books, these little books, they were created for they were practical illustrations. It's all educational, but they're not dissimilar, and I love that. It's just, when I saw these, it just took me back to my childhood and reading the Peter and Jane books. Obviously these are a lot more elevated, exquisite, beautiful paintings. I think the paintings, I'm pretty sure they would be, it's hard to tell, that could be a bit of watercolour there, sorry, on that pillow, but maybe some acrylics, I'm not sure. But anyway, on a page like this let me just find an example. On a page like this in the Alice in Wonderland one, Jackie used, put these books to one side, Jackie used these. She used a shuttle art set as well, but she got going on the face with these and it looks phenomenal. Now Jackie will say, well, that's because a large part of it is due to Charles's wonderful illustration, and she's not wrong, because it does give us shading, but still, Jackie, your use of where you put those colours, you can tell you've done art for years. So I'm going to have a little play with them now, inspired by Jackie. I've done an episode on my channel actually called Inspired by Jackie, where I played with acrylic inks. So I don't know what it is about Jackie, but she gets me doing all sorts on this channel. So you'll hear me mention her loads. So this is my play about book. It's Vibrant Wilds by Sarah Renee Clark. The paper quality in this is phenomenal. Now that might not suit these. We're going to find out. But this is my play about book. For some reason I don't reach for it. And I've said before, I don't know why that is, but I just don't. But the illustrations are quite simple in terms of the amount of line work. So I thought, shall I do it on that one? Just want a face drawing. Just to try out these Bible highlighters. Should we do that one? And I'm sorry if you love Sarah and you think, oh God, that's such a nice, don't be practicing on the Sarah Renee Clark page. Well, any book should be coloured in. Use your books how the bloody hell you want. Sorry for swearing. And this paper quality, if you're into mixed media, this book is fantastic. So yeah, if you're a mixed media artist, a page that's got some, real, this book, you can't beat it for mixed media. It's just illustrations, just don't really, there's more exciting stuff I want to colour. So I'm going to have a go. I'm going to pull up my chair actually, because I'm stood up. So let me move this pad as well. Thank you very much, V, for, that's what I'm calling you. I wish you'd get in touch with me so I can thank you properly. I'd love it if you'd message me on Instagram or drop me a comment under my video. It's one of my hairs there, look, from my head. Or it might be a rocket hair. So yes, let's have a look. I could do with swatching these. I want to see what colour they are first. So we'll go for the lightest first. This is a cheap book from one of them cheap stores that I told you about. It's got supposed to be half of it's for alcohol markers, certain type of paper, and then the other half for water-based. But I just use it for my swatching because they're dead cheap. So I'm going to go lightest to darkest. Let's see just what these... Oh, wow, these do feel... They're silky smooth. That is fascinating. So this is a gel highlighter or Bible highlighter. So obviously they're meant to be translucent. They're not meant to be opaque. You're supposed to be able to see Bible text through them. Because you can't use a proper highlighter in a Bible as it will go straight through. So you guys who enjoy the good book will already know about these, no doubt, if you do Bible study where you are. Oh, they feel fascinating. Jackie, what have you got me into here? Now I think Jackie's looked a bit more... Did Jackie's look a bit more crumbly? I better put them back in the thingy in this order so I know which ones I'm pulling for this little experiment. Yeah, so it's a little bit like, see, this is like more the, this particular colour seems more the texture of what Jackie's were. It's a little bit crumbly, a bit thicker. Is there any specific way of using them on instructions? Doesn't seem to be. And let's try these colours as well. Yeah, these are fun. I really think they've got the place. Jackie recommends that you leave your book overnight open, you know, for them to dry. Or for a few hours at least. And like I say, Candice at Happy Catastrophe, who I need to sort of catch up on her videos, she uses these. So... Oh, maybe it's just, I don't know whether she just uses gel crayons, but Jackie certainly uses these highlighters or something similar brand. Right, so that's, I'll just leave them there. So that's my swatch, which I'll just lean up against there. And you know what, they're not great, when you look, they're not fantastic skin tone colours in this set, but it depends what look you're going for, doesn't it, I suppose. Not everything has to be realistic. I might even throw some of them blues and greens into this face. So I'm going to start with, now, what do I want as my highlight colour? This ain't going to be a full-on thing. I'm just working quite quickly. It's going to be a bit like chaos colour in this. Now, there's this one, you see, the lightest pink and the lightest yellow. What do I'm going to go with lightest yellow. So where would we see, if there's light sources coming in here, should check out, like I say, check out Jackie doing it on Alice's face in an Alice in Wonderland Charles Santori book. I think we'd have a bit of brow highlight. I'm not going to be too precious. I'll have a little bit on a cheekbone there, maybe. Definitely a cheekbones here. Brow highlight again. And you know something, I'm always going to be really open and, you know, you'll see me playing about a lot in this channel. And I don't want it to turn you off, you know. If it's not your style, you can move along, can't you, and come back for something that is more your style. But I like to try stuff out, and I want to take you along with me when I do. Now, I'm not saying this style would make for a great colouring page. I don't know yet. I need to leave a bit of room for a bit of a rosy cheek, don't I? So let me just, let's do it like chaos colouring. Let's just get some colour on. Let's get some colour on for sure. You ladies, if you're into your makeup, might be used to this. It's not dissimilar to contouring, is it? And then let's have a bit of this deeper red in areas where we might have blush. Might have a little bit of eyeshadow. In fact, do I need to be working with, because Jackie, yeah, we do this, don't we, Jackie? Or with a little earbud, or what do you call it, Q-tips. So where's that darker one? Do we need a bit more contour? In fact, shall I do my shadow in one at greens? God, let's go wild. Let's go wild. So this is my light colour still. Yeah, imagine when I've got that full set and I've got more colours. Oh, do you know what? I like this medium. That has now gone to, I mean, these could be different to textures completely to the brand that I've seen Jackie using. So it's hard to tell. But I like the texture that they've gone to already. That's like the texture of, it's tacky like oil pastel, but it's given a finish like when I use my soft pastels in the background or something. So the green contour might have been a step too far. But I kind of, I don't mind it actually. This is what Jackie does. She inspires me to just try things. Now, do not think for a second, if you've not seen Jackie's channel, that this is what her work looks like, because it doesn't. Jackie's work is amazing. Yeah, I've decided to use green for my shadow. Go me. Radical. Radical. There's that medium shade again. Yeah, it's like colouring with a lipstick, but it's not as sticky, not as thick. It's like finer, more refined, but still like colouring with a lipstick a little bit. I think it's good, you know, to do things like this. You need to have a playbook. I do fully believe that. You need to find yourself a book, maybe one that's not gripping you as much illustration-wise, and just use it as a playbook, because I've just finished a page. I've just finished 2 pages yesterday. I finished one that I'd been on for days, a polychromos page, and then I finished another buddy, which was, you know, more like 3 or 4 hours page. And it's nice to have a little bit of a release. So that's why I like these playbooks. I will choose to have a release by having a little play, and it's not something that I ever have to show anybody. This isn't going to go up on my Instagram. And I think we should all have a playbook like that, all of us. definitely will benefit from more play. Makes you less uptight, makes you open to ideas. Yeah, I'm a big fan of, can't remember which colours I've been using now. Big fan of playing about. I mean, that's at risk of being a bit bogey-ish, isn't it? But radical. This is a lot like chaos colouring, actually. Yeah, it's just good. This is how I would say I relax. I'm really relaxed when I'm playing like this. And that goes for whether I'm messing about with pastels or whatever. You need to check out Jackie's, because Jackie's isn't like this. It's not like ridiculous. Jackie's is actually a piece of art. So check hers out. This is me just playing with the same media. This is not what Jackie did. Jackie had a lot more thought and restraint, and she's got a lot more talent. She's been at it for some years. Yeah, do like make you imagine what I look like when I put my own makeup on, guys. This is not dissimilar to how I go out on the town. I love that as a starting point, actually. I wonder what you can use over the top of these, if anything. I'm kind of liking... I keep picking up the wrong blooming colour. I'm kind of liking some aspects of it, in terms of how... Oh, it's just different, isn't it? V, thank you so much for these. I am having an absolute ball, and you will probably see me create something less loony with them, but this is kind of what I have had in mind. Is you can use them in all sorts of ways. You don't have to, I mean, if I want doing this on a face, this might not be crazy. It's because I'm doing it on a face that it's you know, it seems crazy, doesn't it? But you could be using this in backgrounds, these in backgrounds. So these are, like, just to remind you, the Bible highlighters, gel highlighters. They are translucent, so they're not meant to be totally opaque. You're meant to see text through them. But look how quick that was. And you've got the same effects as I would get with a soft pastel. So guys, you know me, I don't make any money out of anything. Although somebody said they saw an advert on my channel and said that means I'm monetized. Oh, I can't even complete my 2-step verification on YouTube Studio yet. But that is something I'm open to. If YouTube wants to give me money, that's fine. But you know, I don't ever want anything that costs you guys money, so that'll never happen. So if ever I'm recommending a product, I don't make any money. These are just this is brilliant for backgrounds. I am so gonna get loads of use out of these, V. That's gorgeous. Ooh, I'm digging it. I am digging it. You see, this is, you have to play. You have to play with new media. And when I talk like this, just to stress again, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not experienced enough myself to do any tutorials. I'm just sharing my journey with you. So I'm saying you need to do this. I'm talking to, when I phrase things like that, I'm talking to somebody who like me is new, you know, reasonably new. I recommend you try things because I'm having so much fun with this now. This page could actually turn into something, not a traditional colouring page, of course not, look at her face, but yeah, I like these. I wonder how long they'll last, these. I wonder how much. Anyway, I should move on because I haven't even finished showing you all my birthday gifts. So that's obviously a bit of fun. I'll be using these alongside my FolkArt gel crayons. So these are fantastic. Thank you so much. And do you know what? I've got a lovely colour palette there. So I think the first time I use them on a proper page, I'll just use these. And I'll do some. This will be my colour palette because I like it. I think it's very tropical. I'm excited about them. Yeah, look at that background, smooth as anything as well. That blend's not smooth, but you know, that's me, not the crayons, not the highlighters. But look at that. So I'll leave her out and see how she dries. I hope me being experimental and showing you, you know, things that are not necessarily pretty art or pretty colouring pages. I hope that that inspires you. It's only supposed to inspire you. You know, you're not supposed to think, wow, what a work of art that is, Joe. But yeah, play is important. Be right back. I'm going to wash these dirty fingers. And last of all, one item that I treat myself to this month. Ta-da! So I got this on eBay, which I regularly check for some of my Holy Grail type books. My one Holy Grail book, Wildscapes by Stephanie Holm, I never see. I just don't think unless you lived in Australia you could have ever got your hands on it. Anyway, I always check for mouse guard, of course I do, and I've been delighted to find it at £14. I think it was £11 something, and with postage, £14. It has got a coloured page in, or the start of one, so I'll just show you that. Exciting, isn't it? I'll tell you what, it's massive. I thought it were going to be as big as, you know, like Europa, Rita Berman size, like this size, but it's massive. So the first page there, look, we've got a little swatching, and it's been coloured a little bit, but that, you know, I don't dislike. The colourist has got this textured effect going on, whether it were intentional or not, I don't know, but I don't hate it, so I reckon I could do something with that. Plus, apart from soulmates or spirit animals, I'm not really going to finish any book, I don't think, but I'm going to enjoy colouring in this book. In fact, I can't wait to get stuck in. So this will be hitting my colouring book library in early next year, and of course before it goes on the shelf it has to get coloured in. So I aren't classing this as touched. I need to touch it. I have got some. Now you tell me in your copies. I don't mind because it was £14. So I've got a little bit of the opposite page. So you see this ear bit here. There's a little imprint of it there. And I guess that's going to happen if there's lots, you know, if the books are squashed in or pressed together. So you tell me if that's happened on yours. But the binding's all beautiful. Doesn't it lay flat lovely, this? So yes, I've finally got my hands on mouse guard, and I'm going to enjoy colouring the heck out of it. And I know it's a special book to a lot of people, but I'd have maybe paid double that for a good copy, but I'm not one to pay a lot for collector's items because, you know, I don't hold back me. I could ruin any page in here quite easily because that's just, I have good days and bad days. But I can't wait to, so I've joined the mouse guard group, which has been lovely and welcoming. And I hope to colour along with them with some of these gorgeous pages. When I was it like a role player series, a role player game, something like that. The actual mouse guard books. Was it like a role playing storybook game? Look at them. Beautiful. David Peterson's art is gorgeous, isn't it? Look at that. I particularly like when he uses this sort of stippling effect. Oh, I'm so excited. I can't wait to get to my goal at end of year because I'm dying, all these new books, I'm dying to colour in and I'm absolutely chomping at the bit. There is no way I'll be colouring in another book twice before I've got every single one of these books touched. It's just not happening. That's why my Hannah Carlson month is getting pushed back to March, because I'm going to make January and February all about touching, completing a page in all my new books, because that's the rule. There you go. That is my birthday haul. Thank you so much, guys. Honestly, I never expected to get the welcome I did when I made that first video, and I kind of were in a different place mentally back then. Not a bad place, because I'm blessed with a wonderful husband that makes life just awesome every single day, but I'd kind of lost who I was a little bit. I'd forgotten who I was. And a lot of it's to do with like me marriage before, my husband now, and he would have and I think I forgot that actually I am quite a nice person, and I am a good person, and your gifts are wonderful, but your words, they're really priceless. So thanks for reminding me of all my good qualities, because I needed it. So thank you so much, guys. I've really had the very best birthday I've had for quite a few years. I don't need much. I like a simple birthday anyway, but just the way I feel about myself right now compared to 6 months ago is phenomenal, and a lot of it is down to you. So thank you. Right, I'm going to get off. Got washing up to do. Ta-da for now.